democracy. The pandemic has taken its toll, and in some ways, we are still on the road to recovery. Yet, we stand here, not broken, not bold. We are California. We lead the country in vision and in action. We get it done. We get up when we fall. We are stronger and better and smarter. Over the past 3 years, California, this governor and this legislature has made significant investments in the future of public education, including the single largest investment in community schools. That's in the nation. Let me say that one more time. We are leading the nation in funding for community schools. Some of you are probably saying, well, what are community schools? Community schools empower parents, students, and educators to create learning environments that reflect their needs, because we know that each and every community is different. And so we shouldn't present a cookie cutter mold that everyone must look like. Community schools prioritize the whole child, their education, their health, and their well-being. Community schools are democracy in action. We know some seek to divide, demonize, and privatize public education. We seek to prioritize, modernize, and support our public schools, colleges, and students. In California, that means investing in public education, investing in public schools, not dismantling them. That means expanding educational opportunities through transitional kindergarten, which I love personally, providing more resources for special education, expanding career and technical education programs, and providing the emotional support for students and educators. Programs and efforts that the governor is leading to create a safe space for all students. Public schools are the cornerstones of democracy, and education is the single greatest equalizer in our society. That's why we fight for it, and we will do so on the day and beyond. Because you know why? We are California, and we should be proud. So, Governor, congratulations, and thank you. It's my honor to introduce Lorena Gonzalez Fletcher, the leader of the California Labor Federation.
Brothers and sisters, siblings, how are we doing this morning? I don't think I heard you. I see some carpenters back there. How are we doing this morning? All right, what a historic day this is, and what a juxtaposition we are in California. If we think about what happened 2 years ago on January 6th, if we think about how a right-wing parade on working men and women and their desperation to try to undo democracy, and we compare that to the governor of our fine state who understands the needs of real working men and women, what a difference we have. There is no democracy without the empowerment of workers, right? I want position in this state. He represents AFSCME's Home Healthcare Workers, the Executive Director of UDW, and the President of San Diego Labor Council, Doug Moore.
Thank you, Lorena. Good morning. My name is Doug Moore, and I'm the Executive Director of UDW AFSCME Local 3930. And it's an honor, a true honor, to be here celebrating this moment with the governor and all of you. UDW represents more than 175,000 home care providers and family child care providers. Are you in the house? Are you in the house? All right. Today we are marching on their behalf and on the behalf of all hard-working men and women in this state. 2 years ago, to this day, insurrectionists gathered in our nation's capital attempting to overthrow the government. They failed, but that doesn't mean that they've given up on the attack on our democracy. From dismantling voting rights, to weakening worker protections, to victimizing immigrants, the American dream is under siege. My friends, it is on us to fight back and make California and this nation a more equitable and just place for everyone. For everyone. That means ensuring that workers have a living wage and have safe working conditions, and finding solutions to the family child care crisis, and finding solutions to the long-term care crisis that is looming over our heads right now. California understands, and our governor understands, that the future of work will be defined by the care economy. And treating our caregivers, those who care for children, those who care for the elderly, those who care for the disabled, treating them with dignity will be the measure of America's greatness by future generations. So as we march toward the Capitol, let's recommit. Let's recommit ourselves to these values and celebrate our great democracy. Thank you very much. Okay, at this time, I'm going to bring up someone who really doesn't need an introduction, a good friend, the chair of the California Democratic Party, Rusty Hicks.
Good morning, California. Oh, we can do better than that. Good morning, California. You see, because this is what democracy looks like, am I right? You know, 2 years ago, on today, insurrectionists stormed our national capital in an attempt to subvert the will of the American people. And today, we are going to march down this street to our state capitol to uphold the will of the California people and to reclaim January 6th for our democracy. We're going to do it for a democracy that is built by all of us, that includes all of us, that works for all of us. And once again, California is leading the way. Whether it's reproductive freedom or workers' rights, the rights to join a union. I hear labor's in the house this morning. Voting rights and much, much more. Now there are pioneers in our country and in our state who have marched for these very rights before. And so today we're marching to honor their sacrifice and to celebrate all that our diversity is. But we're also marching to recommit ourselves to all our democracy can be. Because this is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. And we are at a march, and I do come from the labor movement, so you gotta chant when you march. So I'm gonna say, tell me what democracy looks like, and you're gonna say, this is what democracy looks like. So tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. Give yourselves a hand. So I know we've got some carpenters there in the back. And it's my privilege to introduce the leader of the NorCal Carpenters, James Jackson.
What an honor to be here as we actually show the country what democracy and citizenship and actually standing up for the working class looks like. Am I right?
Yay!
So I don't forget, I'm honored to also represent our brothers and sisters and members in the Southern California District, the Southwest Mountain States Regional Council.
Yay!
I not only echo all the previous speakers, but a couple things I wanted to talk about. It's absolutely important, I think, that we show a model and leadership for the country to follow. We start exporting California ethics and principles to the rest of the country. But to spend a moment on, while everyone's here, to talk about in our state and how we're so proud in the Carpenters Union to support our governor and to support all our fellow brothers and sisters and siblings here today, but that we need to look out as well. And I'd like to acknowledge from the industry I come from, in the construction industry, that while we honor mostly our membership here and our leadership here and those who are out on the street organizing every day, but to look at what's going on in housing in California, leading to a lot of other pressures for the working class overall. And I, for one, and I know our membership is very grateful to have a union to represent them. However, I want to put a special acknowledgement out to the nearly 300,000 non-union workers in the residential industry to say we are here for you to help pull up, right, to stand together. And it's not just construction workers, it's service workers, it's teachers across the board, it's all the working class in California, north and south, that we have to remember. Part of what we're standing here today, I would appeal to you to remember them as well. We have to remember we're all together in this. And if we are fortunate enough to be represented by a union, to always look out, because our strength is only as strong as the weakest in our class. So what an honor to be here, exciting times. Again, proud of the leadership of our governor. We will have his back as he has ours. And if the Carpenters can be of assistance to you or your organization, just reach out. All we ask from you is to keep the working class at the front and center, and we will go all in with you.
Yay!
We're gonna win the fight. One more time. Are we gonna win the fight?
Yay!
All right.
Hell
Speaking
yeah!
of that, I am so honored. Not usually speechless, I almost am. I get to introduce a legend and an inspiration going way back when I first became an organizer, to myself and many others. And we owe a lot of today and the power to this sister, and that's Dolores Huerta. Not only a civil rights and labor leader, co-founder of the United Farm Workers Union, and I'm just so proud to introduce you, sister. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us and still do.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Hey, it's a good day in California! Because we have a great governor, we have a great legislature, and we have great labor unions!
Yay!
And because of your work, all of you, we can say to all the haters out there, you know what? You are losing in California, right?
Yeah!
Because California is a state that stands up for immigrants, right?
Yep!
California stands up for labor.
Yep!
California stands up for women. And yes, California stands up for our LGBTQ community. So we can teach the rest of the country what a peaceful, a wonderful organization, an organized state looks like. And we are all working together to stop climate change, right? Yeah, we're working together to also stop the environment. So we can say that we are the antidote to all the haters out there. And the only reason that we can say that is because all of the work that all of you have done. But you know what? We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We know that many people in our state did not vote this last time. So we still have a lot of work to do because we are the example for the rest of the United States of America. So that means that we have to get out there and do that work of what? Building democracy. Building democracy. That is what we have to do in the next 2 years so that we can make sure when 2024 comes around that we are ready, that we are organized, and that we will continue to save democracy in the United States of America with California as the example. So, are you ready?
Yeah!
Are you ready to do that work that we need to do?
Yeah!
All right. So, I'm going to ask all of you 2 questions. And I know some of you already know the answer. And this is the question I'm going to ask you. Are you ready? Okay? And do we have the power? Do we have the power? And who has the power?
We have the power!
Can I hear that a little bit louder? Who has the power to build democracy?
We have the power!
All right. So let's make it happen by really committing ourselves to do all of the work that we need to do, working together across labor, across all of our ethnic groups, because everybody here in California is a citizen of California, and we don't discriminate against anybody, right? We don't discriminate against anybody, okay? So it is my thing. I want to thank all of you for all of the work that you've been doing in the past, and I know I want to just give you blessings for the work that we're going to do in the future. So, se puede, what do we say? Se puede? Se puede?
Sí se puede!
Se puede?
Sí se puede!
All right, and now it is. Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede.
Sí se puede! Sí se puede!
The one in English that says, yes, we can.
We can!
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we're all together to celebrate the great inauguration of our Governor Gavin Newsom. Let's give him a big old applause. And all of our great progressive legislators. Let's give them an applause. And now it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our great senator, our U.S. Senator from California, the Honorable Alex Padilla.
Give it up for Dolores Huerta, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all feeling? How are you feeling? Are we awake? Are we pumped? Are we ready to march? I gotta admit, it feels so good, not just to be back in California, to be back right here in Sacramento, where I serve not just as a state senator in the Capitol, but as California Secretary of State before I joined the Senate. And the work that we did then is so important to reflect on today as we are marching to defend our democracy. I also feel great. My wife Angie and I are here proud to support our governor and my friend, Governor Gavin Newsom. Give it up for Gavin Newsom.
Woo!
Now, it's been a privilege to serve alongside Governor Newsom, not just the last couple of years, but frankly for the last couple of decades. Him in his different capacities, me in my different capacities, whether it's working together, collaborating, partnering to advance and fight for marriage equality in the state of California. Working together to protect, defend, and strengthen voting rights in the state of California. And most recently, working together to make sure that California gets its fair share of federal resources to respond to this pandemic. And we've had a little bit of fun along the way too, not gonna lie. A few epic wagers between our two favorite baseball teams. But in all seriousness, California's blessed. We're all blessed as Californians to have such a committed, such a thoughtful, such a dedicated and bold leader in Governor Gavin Newsom. Especially at a time like this, when we're still working to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. At a time like this where our state is battling to weather these storms that are hitting us and what it's doing to our infrastructure and to the lives of so many people. And to put a reminder on why this day is so important, because this is the second anniversary of the deadly insurrection at our nation's capital, where violent insurrectionists trying to undermine our democracy. And they did for the first time in our history undo the peaceful transfer of power that's so foundational to our democracy. They tried, but they did not succeed. They tried, but they did not succeed. They could not tear our democracy down. But today it's a reminder of the threats that we continue to face, right? They haven't given up. We might have taken an important step last month when we passed the Electoral Count Act as part of the omnibus bill in the Senate, but we have a lot more work to do. We have a lot more work to do as long as there are election deniers willing to peddle in the big lie. We have more work to do. As long as state legislatures in other states across the country are making it harder for eligible voters to register, to stay registered to vote, and to be able to cast their ballots, we have more work to do. And as long as MAGA Republicans would rather see our democracy fail, or the U.S. House of Representatives come to a standstill for their attempt at political power, we have more work to do. And I know that each and every person here is committed to that work. And I know that our governor, Gavin Newsom, is not just committed to do the work, he's in the fight and willing to do the work. And so that's what this gathering here means to me. Californians stepping up for our democracy. Californians doing the work to protect our democracy. Californians leading the nation by defending our democracy. So thank you all for being here. Round of applause for our governor, Gavin Newsom, who's joined us here. And if you're all ready, let's get this march started. I need a countdown. Are you with me? 10, 9, 8, 7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just a friendly reminder, please stay in the street, stay out of the gutter and the sidewalks, please, for your safety. Stay in the street and off the sidewalks. Thank you so much.
I've graduated to Elon Musk.
Are you guys hiring organizing hospital groups? Blue Steel? Blue Steel? Up and down!
It's like 3 blocks away. I walk by it all the time. Because the mall is right there.
Carpenters, yeah! Taking it to the streets, yeah!
right, baby.
Yeah.
Carpenters.